Hello, kindergartners. This week I want us to create a fall picture that's going to help us learn all about how to mix our colors. So, I want you to close your eyes and think about fall, the season fall. Think of all the leaves changing color, scarecrows, fall decorations, or maybe holiday decorations that are coming up. What colors do you see? Maybe some browns, yellows, red, oranges? Now, let's focus on the color orange in particular. Is there a kind of decoration that families make for outside their house around this time of the year? Maybe for a certain holiday that's coming up? I'll give you a hint. It's round, it's orange, and sometimes people like to carve them. Pumpkins, of course! This week I want us to learn how to draw a realistic looking pumpkin. But be careful not to draw it just yet. There are some steps to learn how to draw it realistically. Alright, so for this I want all of you to open up a sketchbook to a blank page and have a pencil ready to draw. I'm of course always going to be using my marker so you guys can see what I'm drawing, but I want you to use a pencil so you can erase if you make any mistakes. But I think this is so simple, no one should be doing any erasing for this. Alright, so I know everyone, when they first think about drawing a pumpkin, they think it's round, and it's got some stripes to it, and maybe a little stem. But that's not the most realistic looking pumpkin, is it? No, we can do better than that. And it's not that much harder. So, watch how I'm going to draw this pumpkin. You're going to follow along with me. So, step one, we need to find where the top and bottom of our pumpkin is going to be. So, I want you to find the middle of your paper. That means kind of halfway between this side and this side. So, this is about the middle, right here. And at the bottom of the middle of my paper, I'm going to make a little dot. Then, at the top of the paper, I also want to make a dot. This is going to show me where my top and bottom of the pumpkin are. Now, I like to leave a little bit of space at the top because we have to have room for a stem. So, maybe not put that dot all the way up. So, you should have something that looks kind of like this. 2 dots in the middle of our paper. One a little bit lower so we have room for a stem. Pretty simple so far, right? I'll give you a second to get caught up. Alright, next step, really simple. Think about the game Connect the Dots. This is going to be just like that, only instead of connecting the dots with a straight line, we're going to use a curved line. So, we're going to connect this dot to this dot with a curve, like this. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And this can be a little tricky, trying to get to that other dot. You almost have to pretend that you're aiming for it, like there's this pencil flying, and you want to hit your target. So look at your target, look where your line is, and make sure that you hit that dot. Looks kind of like football shape, right? This is going to be the start to our pumpkin. I'll give you a second to get caught up drawing that. Alright, take a break from that, and if you need, you can always pause this video to get caught up. But we're going to keep going. We're going to add a couple more rings coming out from these 2 dots. So we're going to do another curve, connecting the dots together, but this time we're going to go a little further out. Come back in. And do the same thing on the other side. Go out. Come back in. Oop, mine's a little bit off. But if you've ever seen a pumpkin, no pumpkin is exactly the same. And no pumpkin is without bumps and lumps on it. So it's okay if your lines aren't perfect. Makes your pumpkin look more unique. Alright, we're going to do one more ring on each side. Here. Kind of looks like a volleyball, right? Or a soccer ball. But pumpkins are usually a little bit wider or taller and skinny. Sometimes they're perfectly round, but not always. I'm going to make our pumpkin a little bit wider still. One more ring, but you know what? I think we've gotten so big that I'm not going to be able to start at this dot anymore. So maybe I'm going to start on the line that I just drew. So maybe right about here, I'll draw my next ring. And I'm going to stop about on that line too. And you know what? I can fit one more. Oops, that went off the page a little bit. That's okay. So big it went off the page. Maybe I'll add just one more on this side. I don't think that'll do it. Now we have a nice big pumpkin. And I think this looks a little bit better than that circle one I drew at the beginning. Adds more detail, more texture, and it shows how the lines actually look on a pumpkin, like this one. Right. If you still need to get caught up, make sure to pause the video before moving on. But the finishing steps to our pumpkin would be to add a stem, because this is a plant, this is a fruit actually, and it grows on a vine. So let's add that stem where it used to be growing on the vine. And to do that, it's really easy. Just two curved lines. In fact, this whole pumpkin is pretty much just curved lines, isn't it? Curved lines for this side, curved lines for that side, and two curved lines for the stem. We're not done yet making curved lines. We're going to make a curved line that connects the top of these two lines, and a curved line on the top. Kind of like an oval shape right there, right? That kind of shows the top of your stem because it's round and it's not flat. Makes it look more 3D. In fact, to make it look a little more 3D, we could add some more curved lines to show the texture of the stem. What do you think? Alright. You don't have to do this, but if you want to add even more designs to this, we could add some of those vines I was talking about. And those vines are usually swirly. We learned about that line in our rocket project. A swirly line is like this. It has loop-de-loops. Maybe even a little spiral at the end would look kind of nice. Let's add another one over here. Oops. So now we have our vines. On a vine, to help the plant grow, it needs leaves, right? So we can add some leaves with more curved lines. A curved line going this way, and a curved line going this way. And you can add as many leaves as you want. I like to look for empty spaces. There's a nice big empty space, perfect for adding a leaf to it. Now, to make it look more like a leaf, we could add veins. That's how the leaves get the water they need, right? So to add that, it's just a line. It doesn't go all the way though. And then it's got some diagonal lines on the sides. You can add that to all the other leaves. Now your pumpkin might not look just like mine, and that's okay. All pumpkins look a little different. Next week, we're going to learn how to mix to make the color orange. Fill in this beautiful pumpkin, but don't color it till then. Alright? Alright, I'll see you next time.